Here's to whiskey kisses, the peachy taste of sin.
Merry Christmas, whiskey folk, and welcome to the final day of our Advent calendar. Christmas Day is upon us, and it is time to celebrate with a Bowmore. Oh, yeah. So, I kind of had the idea of finishing off this Advent calendar with this bottle quite early on in the process of picking out the whiskies for it, because this is the best bargain in our store for old, rare, interesting whiskies, and I kind of forgot it was there. It's been sat on our shelf for so long, and it's been about 5 years since I last had this whiskey, and I thought there's going to be a lot of people who are new to our whiskey scene here in Victoria who weren't around when we cracked open a bottle of this 5 years ago, and I wanted to revisit it for those who haven't had it in a long time, and introduce it to those who have never had it before. This was one of the whiskies that sort of kicked off the 1621 bar down back in 2019, I think it was. We started this idea of having basically a Dram Association, as it was known, or Whiskey Folk now, sort of happy hour kind of thing in the bar downstairs, where I'd pick between 16 and 21 whiskies, and between the hours of 16 and 21, so 4 p.m. to 9 p.m, they would all be, I think it was like cost plus $3 for a dram. So for particularly old and rare whiskies, that became the bargain of the century in terms of having a whiskey in a bar. And this is one of the kickoffs of that. It's a really damn cool bottling. It really is. 1989, port cask matured, not finished, matured in a port cask, Bowmore. 23 years old. So this was bottled in 2013. This was now bottled over a decade ago, which is really weird, and I still don't understand why we still have some. I feel like a pallet of it was discovered in BC like 5 years ago. There might even be some more in the warehouse still. I should probably check that. But yeah, outrageous good whiskey, outrageous good value. So I'll throw a close-up of the bottle up before I open up the case, and I'll pour myself a dram. Bowmore Port Cask matured, aged 23 years. This Bowmore 1989 is a radiant Islay gem where smoky peat meets the lush sweetness of port casks. This rare expression unfolds with layers of dark berries, rich chocolate, and a whisper of sea air. Each sip a journey through Bowmore's storied past, captivating, complex, and marvellously indulgent. It is from Islay in Scotland. It is a single malt Scotch whisky, 23 years aged, distilled in 1989 from export casks, a small batch limited edition released at 50.8% with no added colour or chill filtration. Yes. I'm going to save a little bit for Andrew. There's probably a little dribble in the bottle as well, but I know Andrew, my colleague and co-presenter, the SNWS, really wanted to try this whiskey because he was born in 1989, so this is Andrew's share. You heard of the angel share, that's Andrew's share. All right. Cool. So yeah, so value is one of the things I was telling you about, one of the things with this bottle. This 23-year-old Bowmore is about $750 after your discount. And yeah, I know that's a lot of money. $750 is a pretty penny. However, compared to other Bowmores, and I should mention for those who aren't aware, Bowmore, I believe, still holds the prestigious notion of being the most collected whiskey in the world. They have, pairings with Aston Martin, all kinds of interesting collaborations. I think it's 27 or 29-year-old Tynus. I think the 29-year-old Tynus we've got is over 4 times this price. So yeah, I mean, if you want to spend an extra $2,500 to $3,000, you can get another 6 years. Or you can get this absolutely beautiful whiskey for a quarter of that, which is really weird. This is like one of the odd little finds here in BC. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity, because that was apparently a thing that Bowmore's came with back in the day. Non-chill filtered, limited release, delicious feast of smoke-infused blood orange, winter spices, black truffles, and walnut oil. A whiskey to warm the coldest island night, this limited edition Bowmore single malt has been matured exclusively in port casks for 23 years, giving it a deliciously dark colour and remarkable rich flavour. Oh my god, smelling this for the first time in 5 years again. Oh. It's like someone took a black currant and smoked it slow and low over a peat fire for about a month. And made a jam out of it and then put that jam on a bacon sandwich. And then ate that bacon sandwich on an old pier. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is some rustic, classic, old school 1980s Bowmore. It does have that hint of lavender that you get from that era of Bowmore. It's kind of more than just a hint. It's straight up Parma Violets, which is a British weird lavender flavored candy. Or violet flavored, I guess. There is a difference. I can't often distinguish violet and lavender from each other. To me, they're basically the same flavor. But I guess lavender is probably more correct. No, sorry, violet is probably more correct. See, I told you I can't distinguish them. I think violet is actually more correct with what I'm smelling here over lavender. Oh. Merry bloody Christmas. This has been a hell of a month leading up to this Dram. Not just in terms of the advent calendar, which has been real fun, and I'm really glad I got to share this with a bunch of my friends here and share my experience on YouTube with people all around the world. But it's just been, it's been a hell of a month. There's been a lot of work. There's been a lot of amazing things for me. I mean, I've moved into a new house. But I think, it's been more difficult than most this year in terms of the liquor store side of things. You know, we had the Canada Post strike, which is now finally over, but that threw a massive wrench in the works. You'd be amazed at how much that tech holiday that they're doing here in Canada is affected things. Like the amount of man hours it has taken to figure out how to make that happen and to try and fix things that are broken, and some things are still broken. I need some sleep. And luckily for me, I don't have to work Christmas Day unless someone calls in sick. Please don't call in sick. So I'm actually going to get some sleep today. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. That is my Christmas wish. A nice break and time to recharge, because the Whisky Festival is just around the corner. This is the most magical time of year for most, Christmas time, but the most magical time of year for whiskey fans is still on the horizon. So hopefully many of the people watching this video I will see in person at the Hotel Grand Pacific in a matter of weeks. If you do see me on these videos and you haven't met me and you are coming to the festival, please come and introduce yourself. Come say hi at the pop-up store. Or if you're coming to one of the classes that I'm presenting. I guess a little bit of teaching, but mostly presenting. I mean, we'll have a hospitality suite that we can sneak you up to if you want to try a couple of our special whiskies up in the lap of luxury in our Strath Hotel suite. I will happily take you up there for a couple of drams, time allowing. So, don't be a stranger. Come say hi. And if that invite doesn't just get extended to people I haven't met before, come say hi, even if we know each other incredibly well. I always love to see you guys. Merry Christmas. I'm going to take a sip of this Bowmore. Oh. Damn, that's a good whiskey. Wow. Thank you, Advent Calendar friends, for giving me an excuse to buy another bottle of this so I can try it again, because frankly I can't afford a full bottle right now. But being able to try this whiskey again with you guys has been an absolute delight. That is outstanding. Every time I sometimes have this thought that, like, a lot of whiskeys are overrated, you know? And there's certain distilleries that I'm like, I hate to like, because it's like, oh, well, they're the popular one. Why? Like, they're not actually as good as everyone thinks they are. Macallan's a good example of that. Bowmore, like, every so often when I've not had a Bowmore for a little while, I'm like, it's just a Bowmore. You know, the 12's always there. The 15's great. Good value, good price. Their expensive stuff is really expensive and kind of overrated. And then every so often I have a well-aged, incredible Bowmore like this, or like one of the ones we get through the SNWS. And I remember why it has the following it does. Outstanding whiskey. Yeah. Well, as I said, Merry bloody Christmas. I'm going to go get some sleep and enjoy a couple of drams in the comfort of my new home. Thank you all for joining in this incredible series of whiskies, and I'll see, hopefully, all of you in the new year. Slasher, stay well, and Merry Christmas.
Find your way home. Your